Hello, welcome to my channel. Thank you for tuning in. I ask that you don't forget to like and subscribe before you tune out, and come back and revisit so we can kind of figure out some things together. So that's the goal of the channel. So the way that I do my readings, I always forget to do this before getting into the reading is, so let me explain. I do a general reading, a love reading, a finance reading. I always do a general reading because the general readings usually take up the most time, but the only reason that I wouldn't do a love or a finance reading is because some other reading or portion of the reading went over, and I try to keep my readings 30 minutes or under because I feel like that is more than enough information. That's the goal. So I also have time steps if you want to check out each portion time stamped in the description. You can do that as well. Okay, so now that that is explained, let's get into the reading. So this will be the general portion, and there is a quiet voice going on right now. So what I mean by quiet voice is that you understand something without understanding something. So you have a strong intuition. There is a strong intuition. So if you look at this Queen of Swords card, I'm not going to pick it up, I think you can see it pretty clearly, is that in this deck, this Queen of Swords has a lot of black birds around her, and those black birds to me look like crows. And if you know anything about birds, they traditionally throughout history have been messengers or used as a way to send messages. And so for me, birds are messengers. And the crows represent death. Crows represent death. That's what they do. They're scavengers. So any bird for me that scavenges, and basically what that means is that they feed off already dead carcasses, represents death, and death represents endings. And usually from endings you get new beginnings, but there are other birds that represents new beginnings. So we're not going to get to that because we haven't gotten to that. So this reading represents death, death and endings and messages about that. But they're internal messages, and they are intuitive messages. And the Queen of Swords is intuitive because she listens to her inner voice. And so this is something about you understanding that there is a soft inner voice within you that's telling you that something is coming to a close. And now if you look at the two cards that are next to it, you have the Ace of Swords and the Ten of Cups, both coming up in the reverse. And the only card that's in the upright is the Queen of Swords, which means you are listening to your inner voice, letting you know that there is about to be an ending. And because you do have the Ten of Cups here, it is not going to be a ending that you desire. Okay, so that is the gist of the reading, so that you kind of get an idea of what's going on here. And I feel like if you heard that introduction to this general portion of the reading, you already know what I'm talking about, because I started off by telling you there is a soft inner voice. There's a soft voice that you're already hearing. So you did not need to come to me. Maybe you came to me for confirmation, but there is a inner voice that's telling you that something is going to end. Now, the thing that I'm a little confused about, because you do have the Queen of Swords, and the Queen of Swords trumps the Ace of Swords, but you do have the Queen of Swords in the upright, but you have the Ace of Swords in the reverse. So let's figure out what the Ace of Swords in the reverse is about. What is the Ace of Swords? What's going on with the Ace of Swords? I understand the Ten of Cups in the reverse. It's not being happy about, it's knowing that this ending is coming, not being happy about it. But the Ace of Swords is a little bit more complicated. Yeah, I feel like it's just you're exhausted. I feel like your mental activity around whatever this thing is that is cluing you in, that's tapping, like it's like a bird. It's like a you remind me of, or it reminds me of like those remember when they used to have those cuckoo bird clocks where it would, like, the bird would come out and cuckoo every hour at the top of the hour, and it was really annoying, and it was like a running gag. Excuse me. It was like a running gag where the bird would chirp at the top of the hour and come out and cuckoo, and it was really annoying. That's what this kind of reminds me of, like that cuckooing of, like, every hour that clicks, something's coming closer and closer and closer to coming to an end, and you're tired of thinking about it. It's like, I am mentally exhausted. And I think this is more than mental exhaustion. I think the mental, well, no, it's mental exhaustion because it's the Ace of Swords. So there's something here about mental exhaustion, about whatever this thing that's approaching. It's like the approach of the end. Can you tell me what the end is? What is coming to an end? What does this Queen of Swords know? What is the Queen of Swords getting a message about? This wanted to come up in the reverse, but it kind of turned. The Sun card in the reverse and the Magician in the reverse. Here is, yeah, so this is meant to be, though. Like, and I think that's probably why the Queen of Swords is coming up in the upright, because if oftentimes when we don't accept something, the Court cards will come up in the reverse. Like, if this is a reality that's plaguing my life, but I don't accept it, and so the Court cards come up in the reverse to kind of signify that, you know, this person isn't really stepping into what is. They're denying it, or they're pissed off of. So I'm not seeing that you're particularly pissed off about this ending, or you're I'm not gonna say not if you are upset about it, but you're not in denial about what's coming to an end, but you're in the understanding that it just has to happen. So it leads me to believe that this is something that has been reoccurring. Whatever the issues or the problems or the kinks that could not be worked out has been going on for quite some time. It's nothing new. It's not like some abrupt ending like the Tower is bringing down. It's not. This, like I said, this is a soft voice. This is an internal knowing that something is coming to an end. You haven't even seen signs of the end yet. You know that something has been wrong or not right for a long time. But there are no signs of, you know, the Tower is like an abrupt ending, but it's kind of like you knew because you've had Tower moments before. And the Death card is like a slow ending, but you kind of knew because you knew things were slowing down to the point where no activity was taking place to ending. This is like super intuitive. Like, I know this is coming to an end because I'm tired of the rat race of trying to keep something going in a positive manner when it's just nonstop problems and obstacles and kinks that need to be worked out that never are being worked out. And I'm ready to, once I stop working towards the thing, then I know it's going to end. And so this is like exhausting yourself trying to keep something in a positive direction, knowing that it's going to end and knowing that it's meant to end. So the Sun and the Magician card is you're the magician. You are the magician. You are the one manipulating the spokes of the wheel to keep the wheel going. But at some point that gets very tiring, and I think that's why you have the Nine of Wands. Because when I pulled the Nine of Wands is a very bodily active card. It's very much in the body. It's in the physical. But I asked specifically about the Ace of Swords. So it's like, why am I getting stuff about the physical when I asked about the Ace of Swords? So there's something here about the mental activity that it requires and the physical activity that whatever this thing is that's coming to an end of your life requires to keep it going. And you're tired, you're exhausted, you're done, you're ready to let go. That's what I'm getting from this reading is being tired and being ready to let go. And once you let go, you know that something is coming to an end. And I think that's probably, I think that's probably why, you're ready to move on. You are ready to move on. So whatever the thing was that you've been working so hard to manipulate, and manipulate not in the wrong way, manipulate in a way that kept the thing afloat. Like, it's like being on the Titanic. That actually the Titanic sunk in a like super quick manner, which I think I watched a YouTube like video of it, and it was like you would think it would take a long time for a boat that big to sink, but it actually sank pretty quick. But like being in a lifeboat and having to keep the lifeboat afloat and everybody alive in the middle of the ocean and pitch black, no light, freezing cold water, freezing cold temps, until, excuse me, I'm tired, until the rescue boats came to start rescuing people. And at some point, after hours and hours and hours, the cold takes over, the exhaustion takes over, the mental stress takes over, and you start to lose it, and people start to die. Oh, that is very It's very dark, but I guess that's the best way it came to me was, so it's like manipulating the situation to keep as many people up, afloat as possible. But at some point you have to let the rescue teams take over. And at this point, the rescue teams will be, the universe. Hey, universe, do what you're going to do with this situation. I cannot manipulate it any longer to keep it afloat. So that's really what I'm picking up for the general reading. And so I don't think this is necessarily, it's like I can't do this anymore. There's something here about I can't do this anymore. Five of Pentacles. You did have the Five of Pentacles and the Hermit card come up for you. And it's like, I would say like letting go and walking away from the situation, but not walking away from the situation. Because to me, the typical walking away from the situation card is the Eight of Cups, and that is more like throwing your hands up and like leaving a situation that's going. The situation is going, but I'm dissatisfied with it, so I decided to leave. It's a little bit of a bratty card to me. It's not my favorite card in the world. It's a little bit of a bratty card. But everybody has their reasons to do the things that they do. But this is spending a lot of time. You have invested a lot of time, a lot of emotion, a lot of emotionality, and you realize that you've got nothing in return from the situation. And you realize, as the Queen of Swords, you have discernment, right? And you have finally come to the decision that the best option for you and doing what's best for you is to leave a situation that has required too much of your mental activity and too much of your physical activity, and is giving nothing back to you. And so the messages that you're getting, that those soft voices, those intuitive messages, is that it's time to let go and free yourself. Because at the end of the day, even though the blackbirds, the crows represent death because they're scavengers, they also represent freedom because they're birds. So there's a duality here of, yes, something's coming to an end, but it also is going to allow you to finally be free. Because what the birds do, what birds are always going to do, is that they fly. And so there's a duality here of, yes, it's coming to an end. Yes, it is. And that is going to be sad for you, but it also frees you. So you can expect freedom from the ending of whatever this is. Okay. So I have to collect the cards now because they fell, and then I'm going to go straight into the love reading. Okay, so I collected the cards because they wanted to fall over the place and then turn over at the same time. Okay, so let's get right into the love reading. Usually I don't have a lot of time, or the last reading I didn't have too much time to get to the finance, and I really want to get to the finance reading in this video. So we're going to do a love spread. It usually doesn't take me too much time to do finance at all. Though, you know what, honestly, the finance readings come out super quicker than the general and the love readings. Love is usually a little bit more complicated because, it deals with different people and emotions and all that wonderful stuff. So it's a little bit Tower. Okay. So this is about not listening to your intuition. You have the let me just tell you the cards: Tower, Upright, Six of Wands, and High Priestess in the reverse. So this is clearly about not listening to your intuition here. Actually, I'm going to get, whenever I get a Major Karna in the reverse, can I get a clarification on the High Priestess? So I don't really love to see that, because usually the first, in general readings, the first thought that pops into my head, is usually, because again, I don't know you, so I don't have any background about the situation. So they're usually, the first thought that pops into my head is usually what I go with. And yeah, I just split the deck and got the Ten of Swords. So, and then I split the deck. I'm looking for something really positive with this, but the Ace of Pentacles in the reverse. So I'm just tell you what I think is going on in the situation. And what I think is going on in the situation is that somebody is the secret woman. You have the Empress and you have the High Priestess in the reverse. If nothing screams secret woman, and then you got a Queen of Cups in the reverse, or the Queen of Cups at the bottom of the deck. If nothing screams, and then the Three of Swords, I kept pulling cards, you got the Three of Swords. So if this might not, this is definitely not for everybody, because it's just not, but it's here, so I'm going to say it. The tower is going to fall whenever the situation is. And you are not going to come out victorious in this. So, okay, let me not say you. Whoever is the secret in this romantic situation that involves more than two people. Whoever is the secret, you understand what I'm saying? The secret is not going to be successful. So however that applies to you, because I'm actually not going to dig too much deeper into, this is one card that I want to look into. Sorry. What's the Six of Wands in reverse? What's the Six of Wands in the reverse? Or you know what? Another way I can read this, as opposed to being like a secret lover or something like that, is that a lover has a secret. No. Damn. I just literally said, as opposed to being a secret lover, and I got the Lover's card in the reverse. I literally said the word, and then the Lover's card came out in reverse, and I was trying to steer away from that. And then I split the deck and you got the Ten of Swords. So I'm just going to give you both scenarios because somebody has to relate to it. So if you're a secret lover, I'm going to tell you right now that you're not going to be successful. The secret is coming out. The tower is falling on this situation, and it's not going to be successful. So however you deem, so it just depends on what you're going through in your life, or whoever this, even if it's not you, maybe you're the but that's like a whole reading by itself to give advice about that, because even if you are not the secret woman and you are the main or whatever who's dealing with somebody who has a secret woman, why would you want to be in that situation? That's a whole lecture in itself about just getting out of that, because you don't want to be in that. You know, you don't want somebody to choose you because their secret got exposed. That is not a good place to be. You want somebody to choose you because that's where they 100% want to be, not because the thing on the side blew up and got exposed. And so now when they have to make a choice, they're going to choose you because everything got exposed. So I'm not even going to get into that. And that's the reason why I kind of didn't want to get into this. But I literally said, maybe this isn't about a secret lover, and I got the Lover's card in reverse. I'm going to be quite honest with you, because I feel like someone is coming into this reading inquiring about it. So if you want to know if the secret person, the secret woman or male, whoever is coming up as the secret lover, and the reason why a male would come up as a feminine energy in a love reading that has to do with secrecy is because women are just women. The energy of secrecy is, even though I'm gonna get some pushback on this, but I don't have the time to go into the whole esoteric meaning behind it. But the energy of secrecy is feminine energy. It is feminine energy. That's why the High Priestess is a feminine, depicted as a feminine being as opposed to a masculine being. The energy of secrecy is a feminine energy. And so even when a male is the side piece or involved in a third party situation, it's still going to come up as feminine energy. So regardless if it's a male or a female, whoever the secret lover is, that situation is going to blow up, and that situation is not going to be successful. So whatever you deem as successful, maybe the goal was to steal the person away from the main person, or to be in a committed relationship and get that person to commit, or get a marriage out of it. So whatever phase of whatever the goal was behind the secret relationship, it is not going to be successful. And so that's really all I'm going to say about that, because all I'm literally getting, I am not getting the main person here at all. All I'm getting is the secret person. And so I don't know if it's the secret person that's tapping into this reading that wants to know if their relationship with the person that they're seeing who's in a relationship is going to be successful. But the answer to that is no, and it's going to blow up big time in everyone's face. And that's going to be the catalyst for that relationship not being successful. All right, so let's get into finance. What is going on with finances? You see how quick these readings go? Like each, the general reading was like 10 minutes. The love reading was like 10 minutes. And still, it seemed like, or maybe just me because I'm doing the reading, maybe the person who's listening doesn't feel the same way. But it feels like everything went really fast. And I only have 10 minutes to do the finance reading. And I'm trying to keep it under 30 minutes. So, that's why it's kind of, for me, sometimes when I get on my tangent and give a lot of details about a situation, has a tendency to go over and things like that. So, all right, so let's get some cards here on the finance. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Now, this is a very positive finance reading, which I usually get very positive finance reading. I've like the general readings have been a lot of self-growth. The love readings have been wishy-washy, very shaky, but the finance readings, for the most part, the people who are tapping into the finance readings have been very, very positive so far. So let's be very clear here that there is going to be a huge change in someone's finances, a huge change. So that means everything that has been done prior to this change that's coming into your financial situation is done with. And so whatever that means for your life, whatever was bringing income into your life previous to this change is done for. It is no longer your way of life, your style of life, your resources, what you're able to gain, what you're able to afford. That is a thing of the past. This is the idea of new money. All right. So when you think about new money, you're going to be new money. All right. And it is going to be, I think when people think new money is like the goal, right? It's the goal. That's what you want, especially when you come from nothing and you get to something. But you also have to, there's a warning here, because major arcana are always warnings, because they're always lessons. The warning here is that you have to be very careful about how you navigate a lane that you have never been in before. And money could be a trap. And that's what the Death card here is. If you look at the Death card, you we'll see that the Death card is represented with spider webs and a fly trying to get out of the spider web. This is the term Venus flytrap is coming to me, and it is great emotions, it is financial freedom, but there are pitfalls. There are hidden pitfalls. It reminds me so much. I am getting the image of who is the Spanish director, Guillermo del Toro. So if you like, Guillermo del Toro is a funny director because it's not exactly, I think the vibe of his movies are like dark fantasy. So they're not really dark in a tragic sort of way. They're lighthearted, dark films. So you go into it thinking that, oh, this is a fantasy, animated, it's all fun, and it keeps that kind of lighthearted energy, but there are pitfalls to it because it is dark. And so that's the energy that I'm getting from this finance reading, that yes, you're coming out of whatever financial life not situation, but life that you have lived previously. And I'm not going to really get into what is going on that's going to provide this new way of life for you. Just know that it is coming from some people. But it is like walking through Pan's Labyrinth, right? There is a labyrinth here. And you know anything about labyrinths, it's like the idea of so I was going to try to explain what a labyrinth was, but I'm going to actually use the textbook definition of a labyrinth, and I'm going to end the finance reading on this. So a labyrinth is a complicated, irregular network of passages or paths in which it is difficult to find one's way. A maze, basically. Secret chambers, a complex structure in the inner ear which contain organs and hearings and balance. So it's like one of those things where you're going into this new world, this new financial world, but it's going to be a labyrinth of things that you have to look out for, because there are secret passages, there are pitfalls, and there are monsters waiting in the wings to attack you before you get to the other end. And the other end for you would be knowing how to navigate this new life that this financial abundance brings you. So it's going through the labyrinth to learn how to navigate. You think to yourself like, You know, how hard can having money be? Well, you're going to find out. Okay. So that is the reading that I have for you. I really hope that helps. I might title this Pan's Labyrinth because there are a lot of pitfalls in this reading, but I really do hope that helped. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.